Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your Chief Security Fanatic here, and today we are talking about AI because I don't know about you, but personally, I, for one, welcome our new AI overlords. Now, here's what's going on, and I think this is absolutely interesting because the question is, are you ready to be kept by an AI like we currently keep plants? Now, I thought this was really thought-provoking. It's coming from the Daily Star. And I just thought this was really interesting for a Saturday here. Now, this is a prediction according to James Lovelock. He is a creator of the Gaia theory, which proposes that living organisms interact with their inorganic surroundings on Earth to form a synergistic and self-regulating complex system that helps to maintain and perpetuate conditions for life on this planet, meaning as we interact with our inorganic creations, like computers, that eventually creates an ecosystem that we can sustain. That's what I understand. Now, he also says that while artificial intelligence will inevitably become the dominant form of life on Earth, AIs will want to keep us around, quote, like we keep plants in a garden. That's right. We might be in some AI intergalactic zoo or garden at some point. Now, in his latest book, Novacine, Lovelock predicts that the thinking machines of the future, and I quote, will have designed and built themselves from the artificial intelligence systems we have already constructed. And I find that interesting because we have seen some of the rudimentary blocks of that. So, for example, it's the 6 to 8-legged robot with AI. When it lost a couple of different legs, it understood how to figure out to walk or repair itself. This is the kind of things that we're developing, including neural networks and all of that. And you might remember that I recently did an interview with Dr. Stephen Thaler on Dabus, which is literally a creativity machine that is creating its own patents as a neural network. It's designed essentially to think of whatever it wants to think of. And so I think by virtue of that, we may be heading in this direction. Now, these self-replicating artificial intelligences will quickly evolve until they become, and I quote again Lovelock, thousands then millions of times more intelligent than us. But he says that's actually nothing to be afraid of. I mean, apparently he's never seen Terminator because he points out that computers, like humans, are threatened by climate change, of all things. So keeping the planet habitable will be as important to the machines, if you will, as it is to us. And to quote Lovelock one last time, by a remarkable chance, it happens that the upper temperature for both organic and electronic life on the ocean planet Earth are almost identical and close to 50 degrees Celsius. I think that's kind of interesting. That said, we can build machines that can live in much more harsher climates. We do that all the time for militaries, for example, or for research in Antarctica and other places. So by virtue of that, I don't necessarily know if he's right, but I think this is actually a really interesting just conversation, just food for thought, if you will, because as we continue to develop thinking machines and apply this, I mean, we could absolutely go this way where we have some kind of symbiotic relationship with artificial intelligence that ends up being able to vastly outthink us in some ways, maybe not intuitively, but definitely on the calculation side, as IBM and their Deep Blue proved as they started to literally tie and then beat chess grandmasters. So, I think in some ways we might be heading there. Now, we could also go the Terminator route, in which case they see us as an annoyance or a threat or whatever, and here we go. Or maybe it's just simply not going to happen. But I think it's really interesting, and I figured that might spark some conversation for a Saturday evening among you and your friends if you're watching this. So you tell me, what do you think? Is he right? I'm not necessarily sure, but either way, I think it's going to be an interesting future, and I'm looking forward to seeing what AI and obviously the future looks like. So that is your news of the day. Let me know. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, and please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, everyone.